The rescue fantasy is killing you. Somewhere deep inside you, there's a lie you've been feeding for years, the lie that one day someone is going to show up and fix your life. A mentor, a lover, a lucky break, a miracle phone call. You've been living like life is a movie. And any minute now, the hero is going to walk through that door and rescue you from your own mediocrity. But here's the shocking truth. That door is never opening. Nobody is coming. Not your parents, not your friends, not the universe, not even God is going to move your feet for you. While you sit there waiting, hoping, praying for rescue, the people you call successful are out there sweating, bleeding, and moving without a rescuer in sight. They didn't wait for saving, they became their own saviors. The moment you accept that no one is coming, something powerful happens. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and you become the author of your outcome. This is not about being cold or hopeless. This is about being awake. You can spend the next 10 years waiting for a rescue that never comes, or you can spend the next 10 minutes getting up and moving. The rescue fantasy feels comfortable because it removes responsibility from your shoulders. But comfort is the graveyard of greatness. Kill the fantasy today and you resurrect your future. Ownership is the price of freedom. You want freedom, but freedom has a price tag, and that price is ownership. Full, uncomfortable, no excuses, ownership of your life. Not your parents' choices, not your ex's betrayal, not the economy, not your zip code, not the color of your skin, not the family you were born into. All of that is real, but none of that is an excuse anymore. The second you say it's not my fault, you hand over the steering wheel of your life to something outside of you. And here's the shocking part. Most people never take that wheel back. They die passengers in their own story. Ownership means saying, even though I didn't create this storm, I am responsible for how I sail through it. That's terrifying because it means there's nowhere left to hide, no one else to blame when the results don't come. But it's also the most liberating truth you'll ever hear because it means the power was always in your hands. You don't need permission to own your life. You don't need a certificate. You don't need someone to say go. Ownership starts the second you stop explaining your situation and start engineering your solution. Stop renting out your future to blame. Buy it back with responsibility. Starting today, starting now, starting with the very next decision you make. Pain is not your enemy. It's your instructor. You've been running from pain your whole life. Emotional pain, physical pain, the pain of failure, the pain of rejection. You numb it, you avoid it, you medicate it, you scroll past it. But here's something that will shock you. Pain was never trying to destroy you. It was trying to teach you. Every person who has ever built something extraordinary has a scar to show for it. The broke season, the breakup, the diagnosis, the failure that wasn't the universe punishing you, that was the universe preparing you. Most people treat pain like a stop sign. The ones who win treat pain like a green light. They lean into the burn instead of running from it because they understand a brutal law of life. Growth and comfort cannot coexist in the same room. If you are comfortable right now, you are not growing. If you are in pain right now, that might be the most important sign that you are exactly where transformation happens. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this trying to teach me? That single shift in the question changes everything. Your pain has information in it that your comfort could never give you. Don't waste your wounds. Turn every scar into a syllabus, every setback into a setup for the comeback nobody saw coming. Excuses are just well-rehearsed lies. Let's be honest with each other for a moment, because nobody else in your life is going to say this to you straight. Your excuses are lies you've rehearsed so many times that you actually believe them now. I don't have time. I don't have the resources. I had a hard childhood. The system is rigged. Some of that might be true, but truth and excuse are not the same thing. An excuse is a comfortable explanation for why you stayed the same. And here's what's shocking. The same excuse you're using right now. Someone with less than you, in a worse situation than you, used to build something extraordinary. Excuses feel like protection, but they are actually a slow, quiet form of self-sabotage. Every time you say, I can't, because you are training your brain to look for reasons to stay stuck instead of reasons to move. The moment you strip away the excuse, you're left standing naked with the truth. You didn't try hard enough, long enough, or consistently enough yet. That's not an insult, that's an invitation. Because if the problem is you, then the solution is also you. Stop rehearsing the excuse and start rehearsing the outcome. Say it out loud. Starting today, I stop explaining and I start executing. That single sentence, repeated with belief, can dismantle years of self-imposed limitation. Discipline will outlast motivation every single time. Motivation is a liar. It shows up when the music is loud and the crowd is cheering, and it disappears the second the alarm clock rings at 5 a.m. in the dark, cold, silent room where nobody is watching. If you are waiting to feel motivated before you move, you will be waiting your whole life. Because motivation was never built to last. It was built to spark. What actually carries you across the finish line is discipline. The decision to keep showing up on the days you feel nothing at all. Here's the shocking part. The most successful people you admire are not more motivated than you. They are simply more disciplined than you. They built the system so strong that their feelings became irrelevant to their actions. They work when they're tired. They train when they're sore. They show up when they're heartbroken because they made a promise to their future self that their present emotions don't get a vote. Discipline is love in its most honest form, love for the person you are becoming, even when the person you are right now doesn't feel like cooperating. Stop chasing motivation like it's a drug you need before you can function. Build discipline like it's oxygen, something you don't wait to feel, something you simply do every day, without negotiation, without apology, without excuse. Movement creates momentum, not the other way around. Everybody is waiting for momentum before they move, waiting to feel ready, waiting for the perfect plan, waiting for confidence to arrive before they take the first step. But here's the shocking truth nobody tells you. Momentum does not create movement. Movement creates momentum. You don't need to feel ready. You need to move, and the readiness will catch up to you while you're already in motion. Think about a plane on a runway. It burns the most fuel, faces the most resistance right at takeoff. But once it's in the air, it glides. Your life works the exact same way. The first step is always the hardest, the most uncomfortable, the most terrifying, because there is no momentum yet to carry you. But the moment you move, even 1 inch, you have already defeated 90% of the people who are still standing still, still planning, still waiting for a sign. Stop waiting for the sign. You are the sign. Every rep you take, every no you hear on the way to a yes, every rejection, every failed attempt, that is fuel being poured into your engine. One step becomes a stride becomes a run becomes a sprint, nobody can stop. Momentum is not a gift you receive. It is a reward you earn the second you decide to move right now. Not tomorrow, not Monday, now. What if the reason your life hasn't changed is because you've been waiting for someone who was never coming? What if the job, the relationship, the miracle, the rescue you've been praying for at 2 a.m.? What if it was never on its way? What if there is no night, no hero, no lucky break circling the sky looking for you? What if the phone call you're waiting for never rings? I need you to sit with that for a second because it's uncomfortable, and it should be. Some of you have been standing at the same door for years, knocking, waiting, hoping somebody hears you and opens it from the other side. But nobody's coming to open that door. Nobody's coming to hand you the life you deserve. Nobody's coming to fix your finances, heal your heart, build your body, or chase your dream for you. While you're waiting on rescue, the people you admire are out there bleeding, sweating, failing, and getting back up without a single person coming to save them. You have been calling it bad luck. I'm calling it what it is. You've been renting out your power to circumstances that were never going to change themselves. Your excuses have a familiar sound to them, don't they? I don't have time. I had a hard start. Nobody believed in me. I'm not saying it isn't true. I'm saying it doesn't matter anymore. Truth and excuse are not the same thing. The same excuse you're holding on to right now, somebody with less than you, somebody with more pain than you, took that same excuse and turned it into fuel. You want to know the difference between the ones who make it and the ones who don't? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not who they know. It's this. The ones who make it stop waiting to feel ready. They stop waiting for motivation to knock on their door at 5 a.m. Motivation is a liar. It shows up when the crowd is cheering and vanishes the second it's just you, alone, in the dark, with nobody watching. What replaces it? Discipline. The decision to move even when you feel nothing, especially when you feel nothing. And that pain you've been running from, that heartbreak, that failure, that diagnosis, that season where everything fell apart that was never trying to break you, that was trying to build you. You've been treating your pain like a stop sign when it was always a green light. Growth and comfort do not live in the same house. If you are comfortable, you are not growing. If you are in pain right now, you might be standing exactly where your transformation begins. So here's what I need you to understand. Movement creates momentum, not the other way around. You don't need to feel ready. Readiness is not a prerequisite. It's a byproduct. It shows up after you move, not before. That plane on the runway burns the most fuel, taking off, fighting the most resistance right before it lifts. That's you right now. That resistance you feel, that's not a sign to stop. That's the sign you're about to take off. Nobody is coming to save you. Say it. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your family, not your ex, not your boss, not a stimulus check, not a stranger, not even the version of you that keeps hoping tomorrow will feel different if you don't change anything today. The savior you've been waiting for has been you the entire time. You just kept looking everywhere except the mirror. So what are you going to do? Are you going to sit at that door for one more year, knocking on something that was never going to open? Or are you going to stand up right now in this very moment and build your own door? Get up, move. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not when you feel ready. Now, one step, one decision, one rep. That's all it takes to start the momentum nobody can stop. Nobody is coming. So move like your life depends on it, because it does. This is the moment where the excuses run out and the movement begins. You've heard the truth. Now there is no rescue coming, no hero on the way, no miracle waiting around the corner to do the work for you. The pain you've endured was never punishment. It was preparation. The motivation you've been chasing was never the answer. Discipline was. And the readiness you've been waiting to feel will only ever show up after you move, never before. Ownership is uncomfortable, but it is also the only path to real freedom. Because the same hands that built your excuses can build your future. Nobody is coming to save you, and that is not a tragedy. That is the greatest gift you'll ever receive, because it means the power was never lost. It was just waiting for you to pick it back up. So stand up, take the step you've been avoiding. Turn the pain into fuel, turn the excuse into evidence of what you overcame, and turn this very moment into the one you point back